We're here at the Inwood studio of local artist Sky Pape, and we're about to step inside. Sky, will you take us inside?
Please come along. Well, I'm an artist that is focused on drawing and works on paper primarily, but I use mostly traditional drawing materials like ink and handmade paper and graphite, and try to push the boundaries of those materials to use them in untraditional ways to kind of arrive at something or discover something myself along the way.
So this work here, it's done with graphite. Tell us about it.
It is done with graphite. It's from a series I did a few years ago called Silver Lining. And if you move in front of it, maybe you can catch that on the camera, the way the light bounces off of it, it sort of shifts and has a very three-dimensional effect, which is just created by applying the graphite in different directions, and the light bounces off of it in different ways. And
now what is graphite? Graphite
is essentially what you would use in a regular number 2 pencil. And there are different softnesses or hardnesses of it, and I've started with very, very soft graphite in stick form and applied it with full force till I build up my biceps. And keep going over it and over it, working layer upon layer and building up to harder and harder graphite till at the end I'm using a very hard, sharp pencil. This is a handmade paper. This paper, the gray and the red paper, is a handmade lacquer paper that comes from Tibet and Nepal. This is made out of handmade Japanese kozo paper that, even though it seems like very fragile and it's almost translucent, the kozo paper is one of the strongest paper fibers there are. When you tear it apart, the long fibers sort of separate like that, and they almost look like eyelashes on the ends of the piece, and you're seeing the long fibers there. So it really has a very soft, organic feel. These ones were also, this is a few pieces from a series called the Eclipse series that I did, which is Japanese sumi ink on another handmade Japanese paper called Okawara paper. And what I've done is I worked these on the other side, so I'm covering the back of the page with the sumi ink. It's white paper, and I work on the back of the page, and the ink seeps through, and depending on how much ink is on my brush, or you get these gray tonalities. So this was also a similar technique I used for a series called Behind the Scene, with this bleeding through technique.
Do you find any inspiration in the neighborhood?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The Hudson,
I spend as much time as I can in Inwood Hill Park, and it's had a really big influence. I think it's really helped my work grow. I moved up to the neighborhood in 2001 and moved my studio up here from down in Soho in the next year, 2002, because I just wanted to be close and not make the end-to-end island commute, and it's been great.